Last year, the search for the world's fittest CEO made its debut at Blackberry Farm, here in the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And it had its share of incredible athletic performances, close calls, and individual excellence. However, when the dust settled,
come on, guys!
What made this so unique was the CEOs pushing themselves to their limit, not for their company's bottom line. No, you see, this was about bringing awareness and funds to those who need it most. For those competing for the crown of the fittest chief executive officer, well, that requires a certain level of success in the business world. The reason? Well, it's one thing to get yourself into an incredible physical shape. It is quite another to do it while running a major company. There are the stockholder meetings, business trips, thousands of employees relying on your decisions. It is a life with its share of stress, yet somehow they all manage to train in preparation to compete for the charity of their choice.
The chairman of Sightline thinks I'm crazy.
Here they come!
But I've been looking for an event to get back into racing again.
Days can be very long, so sometimes it's wherever you can fit it in. Sometimes you start the day with a workout, sometimes it's late at night in the basement after everybody's gone to bed, but it's just a matter of fitting it in.
I live in Boulder. I ride my bike to my office in Denver twice a week. I'll get a couple of workouts in at lunch. I do a master swim class on Monday night, so I just find time.
And King does more than just find the time. Numerous titles in athletics, including the title of Fittest CEO, and accolades for his teleconferencing company, ReadyTalk, consistently ranked as one of the best places to work in America. And his closest rival, well, he's back too. Frank Carba knows what it takes to be successful. His biochemical company, Exelixis, is involved in taking on the challenge to find a cure for cancer. He competes on behalf of the Olympic Club Foundation, and their mission to provide athletic programs and physical culture for disadvantaged youth.
Last year I was second. I wanted to give it another try, see if I can maybe win it.
Third a year ago, Doron Ravini. His company, U-Test, is number 8 on the Forbes Most Promising Companies list, but it is the number 1 that he's looking for here.
I'm hoping that this year, outcome will be different. I don't like third place. I like first place.
6 events, 3 days, just 1 champion. And it all begins with the elimination bike ride. It's simple in theory. Don't end up last at the end of any elimination lap. If you do, well, then you're out. The longer you survive, the more points you earn. Last year, Dan King was one of the last to be eliminated, but in a dramatic change of fortunes, the defending champion out of this stage very early.
Last year I set myself up great by getting third in the first race. Fifth doesn't help me a lot.
Aye, aye, aye. Tough one.
A year ago, Boston's Doron Ravini was taken out in a crash, ended up 5th. The goal he set for himself this year was to beat King, and he has, but he expected he would get a little bit of a higher finish than 4th. 3 men remain. Blackberry Farms owner Sam Bell. He won the elimination stage a year ago. First-time competitor Sean Talbot from Monavi, the Utah-based nutrition company. And out in front, San Francisco's Frank Carbe, the overall runner-up in 2012.
The calm before the storm.
And so here they come. Carbe leading the way. Now he's come here with the intent of winning it all this year, but he's going to be challenged. Bell, well positioned. Talbot, he's there in the draft. Up the hill now, coming to the line. Bell, Talbot, both get by. Carbe is out.
I backed off too early.
You did?
Yeah. So I thought I had it, and I should have just kept on going.
And so just 2 remain, the veteran and the rookie. One last circuit, the showdown set in stage 1 of 6. And if there were any thoughts of saving some energy for the later rounds, well, forget that. It's going to be one final climb. As they come down the hill, Sean Talbot from Salt Lake City with the lead. Knoxville, Sam Bell right there on his wheel. He makes a move, tries to block. Here they come, up the hill, coming to the line. Who's it going to be? The bell tolls for thee.
Yeah, I tried to make a break on that last hill, and got a little gap, and I thought I had Sam, but he got me at the top, and I went, uh-oh.
Yeah.
What a great start. And then after a short break, we'll have stage 2. It's the Team Obstacle Challenge when we come back.
Half of all Americans say they need more life insurance.
The life insurance I have at work doesn't really cover what my family needs, but budget's already kind of stretched.
Now what do people say after they get life insurance through AIG Direct?
I got nearly double the protection for about half the price.
Get more for your money, up to 70% more. Less than $11 a month gets Sarah a $250,000 policy.
Mom made the call. Mom's covered. Mom's earned a little reward.
Call 1-800-274-0498.
The voice. Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's a scream. But it's never, ever a mumble.
Welcome back to the search for the world's fittest CEO. Taking place here at beautiful Blackberry Farm, 4,200 acres in the Great Smoky Mountains. And it is an ideal setting to stage this grueling, multi-day, 6-event competition. The Fittest CEO is brought to you by AIG, Zoot Sports, CEO Challenges, and Lifetime Fitness, the Healthy Way of Life Company. This is stage 2, and it's the Team Obstacle Challenge. Now, in the competitive world of CEOs working with other companies, that can be the difference between success and failure. And it's the same in this event. At the first location, the first of several brain teasers. The question, before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world? As CEOs, this group is used to solving complex problems, but of course, sometimes the solution is right in front of you. The answer, of course, discovered or not, Mount Everest was always the highest mountain. The white team, Talbot, Witt, Villeneuve, will head off first, with the others in close pursuit.
Cut a piece off one of the ends. Any end you want. Okay, where's this?
Climb the rope, ring the bell, then cut off a wedge of a log. Not something you would likely train for, but sticking with a task is certainly something this group is used to doing. The red team with their cut, followed by the whites. And now it's time for another question. How much dirt is there in a hole that measures 2 feet by 3 feet by 4 feet? Think about it now. Think about it. How much? That's right. None. It's a hole. The dirt's gone. Now, some things need to be tackled straight on, like rolling a 900-pound bale of hay up a hill. No real tricks to this one, is there? It's all about pure power and a little coordinated team effort.
We're almost there. There's a red line. There's a red line. You got to get it over the red line.
And when you finish that, time for another question. Charlotte was born on December 28th, yet her birthday always falls in the summer. How is that possible? Talbot, Witt, Villeneuve, they're quick with this one.
She's in the southern hemisphere.
Rovini knows his geography too. She's in the southern hemisphere. Now last year, it was a kayak. This year, it's a stand-up paddleboard. Either way, same scenario. You have to ferry your team across, one member at a time.
This is all coming back to me now.
For last year's champion, Dan King, current points leader, Sam Bell, and their guest team member, Kristen Pontarelli from AIG, well, they have lost contact. For the red and white teams, well, they are in a dead heat right now. One member across, one to go.
It's tough. A lot of running. This was a nice little break.
But then there's a poor start to their second time across for Villeneuve and Talbot. And you can see the red team is starting to pull away. Now remember, that piece of wood that each team had to cut off the log, you need to bring that with you to the finish line. Ah, yes, another question. If you are running a race and you pass the person in second place, what place would you be in now? Rovini, Carba, Feoli in first place. But that was not the answer to the question. If you pass the person in second, you are now second.
Pick one of the 3 locations. Pick a spear.
Your aim is the key in the next challenge. Each team member has 3 attempts at hitting the target. You miss, it costs you 10 push-ups. Bruno Faioli, the CEO of Faioli Canada Incorporated, completes things for the red team. Johnny's mother had 3 children. The first child was named April. The second child was named May. What was the third child's name?
Johnny.
Yes, Johnny. Faioli with the answer as he keeps his team out in front. The red team is now in control as they head towards the finish line. For the white team, there are no quick fixes with the targets, push-ups costing them all kinds of time. The brain teaser, a little more.
Johnny.
That's it.
King, though, with dead aim, but it's all a little too late. It is Frank Carba, Bruno Faioli,
Yes.
Dora Ravini, who take the obstacle challenge.
Yeah. The international team paid off. We should have cut a small piece. We should have.
Alain Villeneuve leading his teammates, Brandon Witt and Sean Talbot, into second. For Sean Talbot, second place in the obstacle challenge, second place in the overall standings.
That was awesome.
Just 1 point behind Carba.
First time out and not last time out. This is a lot of fun. That was only 40 minutes.
2 days, and there are 4 events still to come as we search for the world's fittest CEO.
Thanks,
Half of all Americans say they need more life insurance.
The life insurance I have at work doesn't really cover what my family needs, but budget's already kind of stretched.
Now what do people say after they get life insurance through AIG Direct?
I got nearly double the protection for about half the price.
Get more for your money, up to 70% more. Less than $11 a month gets Sarah a $250,000 policy.
Mom made the call. Mom's covered. Mom's earned a little reward.
Call 1-800-274-0498.
You never know what you're going to see here in the beautiful Smoky Mountains. Some wild turkeys, day 2. Another early start for everyone, including those battling for the title of Fittest CEO. An elimination run in the morning, then it's onto the bikes. Up the Smoky Mountains in the afternoon. This day is all about endurance and pain.
Ready to roll today. Back to events that I feel like I can make some headway with.
A year ago, it was back-to-back wins on day 2 for King, and he'll need a similar performance if he's to retain his title. Currently, he is a shocking 7th. At the top of the leaderboard, 4 men, separated by just 2 points. Frank Carba leads. Sean Talbot, Sam Bell, 1 point back. Doran Ravini, just 2 behind. World-renowned performance coach, Troy Jacobson, setting the pace, constantly increasing until the eliminations begin. And it is quickly made clear that the top 3 runners from a year ago, King, Carba, and Ravini, have returned in top form. Lap after lap, the other CEOs are eliminated, and just behind the lead group, wearing the white hat, first-time competitor, Sean Talbot, currently 2nd overall, making it very clear he has come to this event well prepared and very driven.
I'm racing this weekend for the MORE project. MORE project stands for Manavi Operation Rescue. And it's a charity that we run in Brazil where a lot of our ingredients come from for our products. And we figured it was a good way for us to give back. So the MORE project is a school, it's a nutrition center. We can teach these kids, we can give them good nutrition, and most of all, we can give them hope. I get emotional talking about these kids. You know, we were down there in Brazil earlier this year to see where they live in these favelas, these slums, and it's one thing to say that you can try to take the kids out of the favelas, out of those slums, but it's more important that we can take the favela out of the children and give them hope that there's something beyond the way that they're living. And it's it's amazing to see how resilient these kids are, that they can be smiling and they can be laughing and, you know, having fun playing soccer and things like that, and that we're able to contribute to that with education and nutrition to help them out.
It really is a great cause being taken on by Sean Talbot and everyone at Monavie. And on this stage, well, Talbot will finish 4th, so just 3 remain.
I feel great about 4th place, you know, and I'm feeling good going into the hill climb bike ride this afternoon. I feel like I saved a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
And so it is, a rematch of a year ago, and once again it's the 54-year-old Dan King of Ready Talk setting the blistering pace, now at a sub 5:30 mile. UTEST's Doran Ravini, well, he was beaten to the line for 2nd place a year ago by Karba by just a couple of seconds. This year, same thing, and he's out. For King, winning this stage, crucial, as he looks to get himself back into contention for the overall title.
Good, hard, but rewarding.
For Karba, well, it's a chance to increase his slim advantage at the top of the leaderboard. Ready Talks, Dan King takes the 3rd stage. However, it's Karba. On the strength of his 2nd place result, he's able to stretch his lead after 3 of 6 events.
I had more in the tank for the last lap, but probably would not have beaten this guy. So I thought the smart thing to do is preserve the energy for this afternoon.
There's only a little time to have something to eat before changing into cycling gear as this Fittest CEO competition rolls on. Stage 4, 8 miles in the saddle, up Homestead Mountain. It begins with a short, relatively flat section, but as the ride continues, the grade increases. Roads over 10% usually have a warning sign. This one qualifies.
Gotta go for it!
It is Sean Talbot from Salt Lake City, Utah, who's making the early move. Now, it is his first time tackling this climb, and those that were here a year ago are content to let him go, make a break, at least for now. The winner of the stage last year, Dan King. And perhaps there is more concern with what King will do than what Sean Talbot is doing right now. However, Talbot has built more than a 2-minute advantage. It is Frank Karba leading the charge. He has broken up the chase group as he looks to bridge that gap to the leader. Karba now less than 45 seconds behind. And he is closing in on Talbot. Talbot closing in on the finish line. Sam Bell, the leader after stage 1, is in great position. He's currently 3rd. Dan King is right there too, along with Canada's Bruno Faoli. And some people thought that this was a rookie mistake, a big one, but they're so wrong now, as Monavie's Sean Talbot wins it, holding on to take his first stage win. And who knows, a little more climbing and the result may have been different. Just 18 seconds separating the top 2.
Holy moly. Went as hard as I could, got a gap, tried to hold it, and I just kept looking back, waiting for these guys to catch. And I knew I was gonna see this man in my rear view when I hit the climb, and it was just a matter of trying to hold on till the end. You know, all the way up, I'm thinking about the kids that I'm racing for, the More Project, and it was coming to the top. It was a great day.
You've accepted a challenge across the tallest, the toughest, the baddest mountains in the state of Colorado, and you've got to do that in less than 12 hours. What we've got to get you to do is to believe it. You're better than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can.
The voice. Sometimes it's a whisper. Sometimes it's a scream. But it's never, ever a mumble.
The Fittest CEO is brought to you by AIG, Zoot Sports, Lifetime Fitness, and CEO Challenges, the world leader in sport competitions for CEOs. It's the final day in the Smoky Mountains. Stage 5, it's a 1.2 mile open water swim.
I'll be glad when this is all over. I think I need to be solid here and then win the run. Then I'm good.
It's a field of 8. And right away you can see Frank Carba jump out in front, trying to avoid anyone swimming in his draft. As we look back, Sean Talbot, the rookie in this year's challenge, currently in 2nd. Doran Ravini is in 3rd. And as they get to the turn buoy, you can see way up ahead Carba with a nice, comfortable lead. Everyone knew that he was going to be the man to beat in the water. There's the touch for the win. Frank Carba, as expected. Here comes Sean Talbot, doing enough so that he may have a chance on the final stage. And in 3rd place, Doran Ravini will touch the buoys to end this 5th of 6 challenge.
Rocket propulsion, this man right here. And I knew his strategy was to hang on my feet, so I went out really fast. Tried to shake him, and it worked. He shook me on the bike yesterday. I shook him on the swim.
My strategy worked for about 50 yards.
Just one stage remains. It's the cross-country run, 5.5 miles. Doran Ravini from UTest, well, he survived it last year. He was 2nd.
Starts with a big downhill, so you kind of get really hit hard on your quads. Then the 3 loops, you go through the water 3 times, you go through horse jumps. You know, so some trails which are kind of a little bit rough, you need to watch not to bend your ankle or anything like that. So it's a tough course, but it's also beautiful. I mean, everything you see here is beautiful.
Now heading into this final stage, everyone's able to drop the score from their worst event of the competition so far. Frank Carba has 58 points. That's a 3-point cushion over Monavi's Sean Talbot. And now crowning the fittest CEO will come down to this final race.
I'm feeling pretty optimistic, but you know, it isn't done until it's done. So we gotta still do well in this race.
Feeling good. Gonna cause some pain today.
Oh no. Set, go!
On the job, man.
The race has started.
As expected, Dan King, last year's overall champion, was the one setting the early pace. And just like that, Talbot moves into the lead. The man from Monavi needs to finish 2 positions ahead of Carba. And if the race were to finish right now, well, Talbot would be the fittest CEO. Through Hess Creek for the first of 6 crossings, and everyone's shoes are now soaked and their feet that much heavier. And as the miles go by, Dan King continues to push the pace. One by one, the others fall off, all except Frank Carba. Ravini trying to keep them in sight as well. For Sean Talbot, well, he's been unable to respond to King's surge. His shot at the overall championship is now up the trail and out of sight. By the time they hit the 3rd of the 3 loops, there are just 2 men at the front. King, the reigning champion, leading. Frank Carba, poised to become the new champion. Dan King, with an incredible run as he beats his time from a year ago, going sub 36 minutes. King once again winning the cross-country stage. And then just a few seconds back in 2nd, Frank Carba, racing on behalf of the Olympic Club Foundation. He just needs to cross the finish line. Carba is your 2013 fittest CEO. For Doran Ravini, a solid 3rd in the event. However, King's win pushing him off the podium by just 1 point. Sean Talbot, 4th. Good enough for 2nd overall. So with 72 points, Frank Carba taking the title as fittest CEO. Sean Talbot in 2nd. Dan King wins the over 50 category. Doran Ravini 4th. Sam Bell rounding out the top 5. And as the over 50 champion, $4,000 goes to Dan King for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. And to Frank Carba's charity, the Olympic Club, a check for $12,000. And of course, we know the biggest winners from this event are all the athletes' charities. Thank you to all the competitors for making it happen. Train, compete, give back. This is the Fittest CEO.